And that's actually the definition of faith. That's the level. Somebody that is operating at the level of faith. I hope you will get me right. In the highest level of faith, you don't need prayer and fasting. I don't know whether you understand. If you are operating at the real Bible level of faith, what is that level? The level is that thing. I have done what? I have received it. If you have received it, what are you praying about? What are you praying about? If you are praying about it, it means you have not yet received it. A level that we reach once in a while. But God is saying, get to a level that it becomes a lifestyle. If your quiet time, your prayer of 30 minutes every day is mainly about yourself, you have not grown. You have not grown. You are still a babe. If your prayer is more of yourself, you are still a babe. You are not operating at the level of Bible faith. If you are operating on the level of a Bible faith, what the worst you will do is to mention it to God. Abi? What you believe, you don't pray on it for 1 hour. You don't. You don't. Not that you won't do VG, but your VG will be more of intercession. Will be more of intercession. Because even when you want to pray, something will tell you, this is done. This is done. And you have to pray. So the first tool, weapon of warfare against the devil is knowledge. Knowledge of 2 things. We considered the first one last Sunday. Or 3 things. Knowledge of what Christ did. He triumphed over the devil. He made an open show of the devil. But just like a snake, even if you cut the head of a snake, will that snake die immediately? But if you are a man and you understand well, when the snake is doing like this, what will you do? You will just be watching that this one is powerless. I've taken over his power. And same thing Jesus did. And that's the first thing you must understand. And it must sink. And this Jesus seated where? Right hand of God in the heavenly realm. Right hand of God in the heavenly realm. And when he's seated there, when you get born again, what did he do? He took you. Abi? And you are seated. Abi? As we discovered last week, you are seated at his right hand, far above principalities and power. You know, it's so simple. For you to understand it, that it's real, I use the example of what we all believe. Is there anybody who does not believe in the power of the witch? If you have not seen it physically, you will have watched it in video. how a witch will sleep in the room, sleep beside you, and the witch is operating in power somewhere else. Abi, the same thing. If you can know, I am seated here, I am in the world, but where I am in the spirit. And what does the devil, what does he walk through? He walks through your spirit. Devil will not take gun and come and shoot. Eh? If he ever do that, he will do that in the dream. He's operating in the spirit realm. And where is that spirit? So as the devil is fighting you inside your room, you know it's not physically in your room. It's also at another place, Abi? And yet, it's in your room fighting you. Don't see yourself as also in that room. You are also as another room of power. Both of you, you are not at the same place. Although you are feeling the heat at the same place. The same way, devil is not physically with you, attacking you. Although you are feeling his attack. The same way, you need to understand, have the knowledge. I am also not in this room. Oh. My spirit is where? In the heavenly realms. Seated. Do you see why you can be afraid of armed robbers? You can be afraid of fire assassins because you don't have a gun. But you should not be afraid of the devil. You should not be afraid of the devil. You should not be afraid of a witch. You only need to understand where you are seated. So knowledge grants power. And I'm praying that you will know you have authority. This power, divine power, has granted to us all things that pertain to life and godliness. Not only about the devil, everything that pertains to life and godliness. Divine power has granted us everything through that knowledge. Daniel 11:32, can somebody read? Daniel 11:32. Anybody? It will corrupt those who have violated the covenant. But who? He will violate so many people. But the people who know their God, what will they do? They will be resist him. This is somebody that is coming to take over, to dominate everybody. But the people who know their God, what will they do? They will resist him. KJV and New KJV says, the people who know their God shall be strong and do exploits. What makes one to be strong? Knowledge of God. What makes one to do exploit? Knowledge of God. Because you know that there is somebody that is backing you. There is somebody that is backing you. Yoruba will say, Oni baba gbojule. Oni baba gbojule. So he can talk anyhow. He's the son of the king. Son of the king. You know, in the olden days, those who comes from the palace, they misbehave. They can misbehave. They can misbehave. One powerful king that I know in this Yoruba land. And I think he's one of the most powerful kings that misuse power. Somebody, this is a first-hand information. He will sometimes tell his people, Hello, Danowa. Hello, Goro. He will tell his children, one particular child especially, ẹ lọ gbóró, ẹ lọ dáràn wá, ẹ jẹ́ kán mọ̀ wípé bàbá ń bẹ láàfin. That is, tell the children, go and cause trouble. Let them know that the king is in the palace. So not only in the olden days, what is happening? So not only in the olden days, but even up to some years ago. You also, Oni Baba Toto Gbojule. You can, that is, there is somebody you can rest upon. But you need to know that your father is the king. And we need to understand it very well. Mental knowledge. So, the first tool is knowledge of God and the armor the Lord provides.